is the first lesson is to be conscious, aware of your apathy and indifference. Apathy and indifference, and replace it with caring and compassion. Because it's apathy and indifference that most people regret. I didn't pay attention. I didn't make it matter, which is what apathy is. Oh, I don't care. I don't care. Indifference is the opposite of love. You know, people think the opposite of love is hate. It's indifference. Hate's a strong emotion. I'd rather somebody hate me than be indifferent, because indifference, you can't reach that person. You can't connect with them. They don't care. And the first step of love is to care. The first step of love is to care. You can't really love something you don't care about. Whether it's a craft, a hobby, a sport, a person, yourself, you got to learn to care. And caring involves two steps. It's paying attention to the needs of someone or something. That's the first step. Paying attention to the needs of someone or something. And the second step is to give in such a way as to help that thing or that person to grow and feel more secure and more pleasure. To become more secure, more pleasure, to feel more pleasure, and to grow and to evolve is an act of caring. And for instance, let's say you come home from work tonight and you walk into your living room and there's a philodendron plant and the leaves are drooping. You pay attention to the needs of that plant, and you respond by giving it water to help it feel more secure, greater pleasure, and to grow and to evolve. And that's an act of caring. And it's important to define these things, because people will say, you know, Michaiel, I really care about you. That's why I made you, humiliated you and embarrassed you in front of everybody, because I was just caring for you. I'm like, well, time out. How do you define caring? It shouldn't involve pain and humiliation. It involves compassion, and it involves paying attention to the needs. So to be able to open up your heart and to care again and to have compassion. And compassion is a beautiful expression of caring. It is rare in our world, unfortunately, but compassion is a level of caring that is born of having your heart broken. It's born of having known sorrow. And a person whose heart is broken, through those cracks and crevices, the light of compassion and empathy for others can be felt. And so caring is something all of us can do. And when we can have known sorrow and pain, we can deepen a level of connection with others. And in that connection, that kind of caring heals people. You don't have to tell them anything. Your very presence in that compassion is a healing resonance, a healing space that you occupy. So we live in a world that is apathetic. We live in a world that it's just, they'd rather shut down their hearts. And did you know that the most violent and hostile regions in our world are the most apathetic and indifferent? Apathy breeds violence, eventually. So the first thing to be conscious of is to become more caring and compassionate. And as you can do that, you can move closer to having a life with less regrets when you are ready to move on. And even just as you reflect back on your year, you know, as you go through New Year's, you look back, you won't have as many regrets of what you did or didn't do when your heart is open and compassion is flowing, and that will open doors. So that's the first secret, the first lesson, whatever you want to call it, that I wanted to share with you. The second one.